But as for what was sown on good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yields, in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30.
But these songs, the tunes, you'll get them as we go. And my father always said, just say anything they don't know if you're singing. So we'll do our best. Oh,
So inside of your bag, you have a little bit of soil from the Cook School Prayer Garden. Because we sow our seeds in rich soil, right? God, you are immense. Let us look up to you with hope, with faith, and with the knowledge that indeed you are walking this path with us and indeed you have a plan. We know that we have received a legacy of love and of sacrifice, and we don't take that lightly.
In the circle of life, we sow, grow, and bear fruit, providing seeds for new growth, new beginnings. Cook Native American Ministries today is reborn from a rich, fruitful legacy of educating Native leaders for ministry and service. And in its new life, it is already sowing and spreading seeds of hope that are sure to flourish in churches and communities near and far. The Reverend Charles H. Cook came to Arizona in 1871 as a missionary to live and work alongside the Acmel Ootom, or Pima Indians. Supported by the Presbyterian Church, he eventually built churches and trained Pimas to be Christian pastors to their people. He also learned their language and fought for years to protect their water rights and their way of life.
He came into this area to minister to what ended up being the Pima Indians and the Maricopa tribes. And he started his ministry, like you said, on the Gila River. But in looking at that, he branched out all over the Maricopa colony, and I believe all the Presbyterian churches were started through Mr. Cook.
In 1911, the Cook Bible School was started to further Dr. Cook's work in preparing Pima students to become leaders of their churches and communities. In 1914, the school graduated its first 9 students. 7 became pastors, and 2 became church lay leaders on their reservations.
When Reverend Charles Cook began his ministry with the Pima people in Arizona, one of the first things he did was to develop a school, a training school, because Charles Cook believed that Native people were best equipped to evangelize Native people. I mean, he came here and discovered a culture where leaders and systems were already in place. And so he had the outrageous idea that the church should ordain Native American people as pastors, and that we should equip Native people to tell the story of Jesus to Native people.
For nearly a century, the school grew from those first promising seeds to graduate thousands of students, impact countless lives, and profoundly influence Native American education and ministry. The Presbyterian-backed institution also gained support, leadership, and students from other Protestant churches, including Reformed, Baptist, Lutheran, Methodist, Episcopal, and United Church of Christ. And it grew in tribal diversity as students, faculty, staff, and trustees came to represent dozens of Native tribes throughout the U.S. and Canada.
You could feel the Christian atmosphere. It was a family. This is a unique school because you don't get this anywhere else with the Native American community. So it was just awesome to see everybody come and their faith and their background, how they wanted to become ministers or to serve in the church in the Native American community. So that was just so awesome to me. Oh, it was exciting. It was just exciting to see them finish and to be proud of them, and to be proud that the school here provided that for them.
For decades, the Cook School taught and promoted Indian culture, including history, art, music, dance, and spirituality, as well as Christian theology, worship, and discipleship to generations of students and to society at large. Besides training 3/4 of Native American Christian pastors, it also led in the fight against poverty and racial discrimination. Students and faculty faithfully engaged in mission outreach and advocated for both spiritual growth and social change.
You know, it's good whenever you see different individuals that have gone through the program, let's say, that have participated, and it's meant a lot to them, and they're in a good leadership role for their community. To see that, to hear that, is always a blessing.
But by 2008, many small colleges like Cook were struggling with a decline in both the U.S. economy and support for traditional higher education. With Native students finding new educational opportunities elsewhere, Cook also faced a decline in student enrollment, plus increasing costs to maintain its aging campus. The Cook School Board of Trustees made a difficult but bold proactive decision to ensure the future of the institution and the ongoing pursuit of its mission to help educate, equip, and empower Native leaders. They decided to sell the beloved Cook School campus, a place of sacred history and purpose. They would use the assets, along with continuing support from donors, to establish and operate a new grant-making foundation. That foundation would resource innovative programs to educate and train Christian leaders in many Native communities.
Back when Cook was created, there wasn't very much opportunities, but now there's a lot of opportunities for education. And so now, I think the transition into a foundation is just what the Lord wants to see at this time.
And that mission, equipping Native people for leadership, is still what we're doing. That hasn't changed. What has changed is that we're now bringing the campus to the people. Instead of saying, come to the campus, we're saying, what is it that God's calling you to do in terms of equipping Native people? How can we help? How can we partner with you to better equip Native people for leadership?
For nearly a century, the Cook School educated students primarily at a single location. But now the Cook Native American Ministries Foundation can support education in many places, reaching many students, teaching theology and discipleship, youth ministry, leadership development, social change, and other subjects. Their campuses include churches, community gardens, neighborhood centers, remote Alaskan villages, and online classrooms, among other venues, so many can learn where they live.
Now we want to support Native Americans nationwide through the foundation. So if they have a ministry going on elsewhere, we want to support that through a grant process. If they have some lay leadership programs going on, we want to support that through our foundation. And so this could spread very quickly once they know there's some grants out there for ministries, Bible schools, to Native American country.
I believe that Cook is one of the greatest investment opportunities in the American philanthropic community. This is a great opportunity because we have no debt, we have over $8 million in resources, in assets, in endowment, and we know that there are many more estate gifts coming in the pipeline. So we believe that we will become the largest Native American philanthropic foundation in the United States, maybe in North America. And that's a new thing.
I see this as an opportunity that we're going to be able to grow in new ways and reach even more people nationally and maybe eventually even globally, working with Indigenous peoples.
Thanks be to God for this marvelous vision. Your generous gift will help the foundation support educational programs that continue to sow seeds of promise among Native American Christian leaders. And their resulting ministries will surely grow and flourish, transforming lives and communities. Please give.